Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Tuesday night edition of our question and answer with Josh Hewlett tonight. He's going to answer some questions. He actually just got married as well, so maybe we'll have him talk about that a little bit. Maybe he's got a picture he can show us. But if you are new to the chat, just go ahead to the question and answer section and go ahead and throw your questions in there, and we can get you going soon. But hello, everybody. And hey, Josh, how are you?
I'm good, man. Thanks for asking, and thanks for the congratulations. It was a joyous event. Lots of preparation. It's so funny because I we got engaged February 5th, 2025, and then we get married October 17th, 2025. And it's like we've been planning this for the whole year, and then it's over. So back to work. So it's pretty fun. We're not going on our honeymoon. We're going to the Caribbean in December, so that'll be cool. And we're really excited about it. So thanks for asking.
Yeah, I mean, I know you've been preparing yourself, for this moment for a while with the weight loss journey. That's been incredible. I know it predates this, but like it was kind of probably a good culmination for you too. And maybe talk about, I mean, how Cardio Miracle helped you in your weight loss journey.
Oh man, that's awesome. Yeah, I love it. So I always have my Cardio Miracle with me. I tell people that it is literally the cornerstone of my weight loss. And the way it's my cornerstone is, first of all, L-arginine has been proved to speed up your metabolism, right? And you're getting that extra blood flow so that you can recover, so that you can go and do the gym every single day. I last year I walked, ran, jogged, whatever, over 8 million steps last year. So I broke it down this morning on a podcast for someone, and that's 23,000 plus a day, every day, like 365, I never miss a day. So it's been a labor of love. It's been a journey. I love it. But Cardio Miracle helps me to literally get up every morning, take my Cardio Miracle, feel motivated to get my butt moving and get out the door and go for a run or go for a jog or go for a walk or whatever I'm doing. Weights, I do weights and I run and I was just telling these guys out offline that I do 30 push-ups a day, and I haven't missed a day this year. I have not missed one day this year doing 30 push-ups at least. So fun.
Yeah, that's incredible. You said 311 days straight, right?
Yeah, 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 dude.
That's that's amazing. I should probably
9,000
get on
plus.
that.
Yeah, it's a journey, man. It's cool. I think that we may have a picture, but I don't know if Elizabeth can get it up. But it's awesome, man. It's really been a journey. I went from a 7XL suit jacket, to a 2XL. Oh, there it is. Yeah. So I went from a 7XL to a 2XL, and then that's my son and I on the left. In 2022, that was a picture of my last suit wearing days, and then 2025 was he's my best man. He's 18. So it was a
Wow.
great. It was really a joyous, wonderful day. So thanks, Elizabeth, for putting that together. That's amazing. Yeah.
Congratulations, Joss, on your marriage and your weight loss journey. That's been so incredible. It's such an inspirational story for literally everybody.
Yeah, man. Thank you. I love it. I love doing it. And I love that now I've been with the company since the beginning, as John's son, but now I can truly say that I'm a product of the products because,
Yeah,
people look at me now and they're like, what are you doing? Like, tell us what you're doing. Tell us how you're maintaining this, changing, whatever. And so it feels really nice.
incredible. Thanks, Josh.
Yeah, man.
All right, we got a couple questions in here that we can start with. The first one's from Peggy. Says, I can take a fruit and veggie powder supplement. Can I take it with Cardio Miracle? It is juice by Terra Kai Organics. Thank you much, Peggy.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, she could, yeah. I mean, you can add as much as you want. The nice thing is what I've been able to do. I used to spend $750 a month on supplements, and now this Cardio Miracle with the 50 plus fruits and whole fruits and vegetables and organic fruits and vegetables, it's actually cut my supplement bill in like three-fourths. So I spent about $100 a month on just omegas and fish oils and whatever, but that's it. So, whatever you want to do, you can definitely mix it with that. We just tell you not to mix it with protein. So,
Yeah, yeah, protein is as well as collagen because it is a protein. I just get asked that question a lot. So, um, yeah, it's great to just add it with that. It's going to help with the bioavailability of those fruits and vegetables. Those are also going to help with the bioavailability of our product. So it'll be a good match. All right, Felipe, can Cardio Miracle help with, I'm gonna butcher this word, a subarachnoid brain hemorrhage?
subarachnoid.
Uh, subarachnoid. I can't say the word.
Yeah, let me here's the thing is I am going to Google this, but my first answer is going to be any kind of hemorrhage or any kind of um, inflammation like that is the Cardio Miracle, not only Cardio Miracle, but nitric oxide. Let's focus on nitric oxide. Nitric oxide won the Nobel Prize of Medicine in 1998, and their main thing about why it won the Nobel Prize of Medicine is because it helped with inflammation. And it literally helped with inflammation, not only in the heart and the endocrine system. It really helped with people that were needing some kind of regulation. And so a hemorrhage, you can guess, is inflammation of some sort. And so if it is has to do anything with inflammation, it's going to help with that. So David, you got something, I can see it.
Yeah. So I just looked it up. It's a specific location within the brain, and does have to do with the blood fe vessels of the brain. So yes, we will help with that because we're going to strengthen and remodel all of the vasculature throughout the entire system. That includes the brain. It's going to help strengthen this so it doesn't perforate as easy. It's going to be more pliable. You're going to get better reflex out of the vasculature, so you get better dilation. So yes, it can help with that specific type of brain hemorrhage.
Love it.
And we should go to say we are not doctors here. We are, we're professionals of the product, and we consider ourselves nitric oxide experts. So the biology that goes into the vasculature. So we don't treat, diagnose, or cure any diseases. We just kind of want to get that out of the way. But we have seen tremendous results with thousands of ailments across the board, especially anything that has to do with the vasculature.
Yeah.
All right, we'll move on to the next question. Rob D. I seem to sometimes get head rushes if I don't eat something within an hour after taking the dose. Is this typical?
Not for me. I mean, I personally, the biggest part of my weight loss journey was intermittent fasting. And so I would stop eating at 6 p.m. the night before, and then I wouldn't eat again till 2 p.m. the next day. And so I was living off of Cardio Miracle, and I'll admit it, black coffee. I mean, I like black coffee. It's weird, but black coffee and Cardio Miracle. But for me, it didn't give me the head rush. I can see how for some people it might, especially if you are fasting. Um, but for me, it helps the most with my satiation that I needed while I was fasting. And when I was almost 500 pounds, I was eating all the time. So one of the best things I ever did was the intermittent fasting. But David might have something more on that.
Yeah, so it's definitely going to help. Yeah, so what's going to help with that specifically? You could try eating with at 30 minutes, try eating something to see if that helps with the head rush. It could be a couple of things. It could be increased oxygenation and nitric oxide, increased blood volume, and your body is just kind of readjusting or getting used to it. If it's too much for you to handle, you could always try to reduce the serving by like a half a dose. Some people just tend to be sensitive to the arginine, so you can play with it, a little bit yourself, fit it to your own health needs and see what works for you. But I would try eating something directly at or like 30 minutes to an hour afterwards to try to prevent that head rush. Sometimes that definitely helps because it
Yeah.
could just be too strong.
Yeah, and do a carb or something like a banana or some oatmeal or
Yeah.
something. Yeah, and so that'll help.
Yeah.
It looks like in the chat there is another question, David. It says, "Can it help with type 2 diabetes?" And what we tell people is to take Cardio Miracle out of the equation here. So this would be a great question for Google if you just put in, will nitric oxide help with type 2 diabetes? And that is a great question to ask in general because we've already proven that Cardio Miracle produces and sustains nitric oxide for 24 to 36 hours. And so the biggest factor here is that nitric oxide will help with certain things like type 2 diabetes or type 1 diabetes. What we have seen with our customers, however, is that our customers that are type 1, they say they don't have to have so many injections of insulin. Their insulin stays a little level longer. And with type 2 diabetics, we've seen miracles, no pun intended, of people that have said they've reverse that. So I don't want to do false hope. I'm not curing, diagnosing, but I'm just saying that we have seen instances where people have been able to regulate their diet enough to go off of all additional insulin sources.
Yeah, and we do have a paper to kind of back that up as well. So when it comes to the biology of type 2 diabetes, we're going to help increase blood flow to the pancreas, which is going to help your insulin reception. It's also going to increase blood volume, which is going to help your cells uptake more glucose so that you can, balance it better in your system. Now, like you said, it's not going to cure it, but we do find people who drink our product close or after a meal who are diabetic, they don't notice those spikes and those dips as high or as low. They notice it balance out a little bit better. So it can definitely help with the extreme measures. It can also help with the neuropathy that can be involved with diabetes because it's going to help increase the blood flow in the feet. It's going to help kind of loosen that blood up so it's not so thick. So it can help, heal the feet, bring blood flow and oxygen back into the feet. We've seen people reverse a 60% deficit in sensory loss with neuropathy. I've seen the scans. It's quite amazing. Like these people get their lives back because neuropathy it's debilitating. It's painful. And, at the very least, I've seen people reverse the pain or at least get feeling back in their feet. So it just kind of depends on where you're at, but we can definitely help with that. And again, it's through proper nutrition and increased blood volume because that's what neuropathy is. It's a lack of blood volume in your feet.
Yeah, those symptoms, man. And you actually
Mhm.
inadvertently answered the question of Cindy. Will this product help with neuropathy in my feet, arthritis in my hands, and or psoriasis? So I think you covered it. Do you want to go deeper on that, David?
Yeah, it's going to help with the arthritis. It's going to help kind of bring blood flow into those areas. We've seen a lot of people get relief with arthritis, like inadvertently, like they were working on their blood pressure and they're like, "Does this help with arthritis?" And we're like, "Yeah, it can." They're like, "My hands and my feet feel amazing." Like, yeah, that's through detoxification of the body, bringing in healthy blood. It's going to help assist with that. The last thing is psoriasis. So it may not directly help with psoriasis, but it's going to help heal the gut lining, which can be conducive of healing the psoriasis. And then we also put pine bark extract in there, which is very good for potentially preventing one of the causes of it. So you may not notice the psoriasis outbreaks be as bad. Um, so again, it's going to kind of help, heal, detox the body, heal the blood. Like, so when you do get an outbreak, if you wash your face and then the next morning, your skin will heal up faster. I actually kind of deal with it from the military as well. I have to be very careful with what I eat. If not, it'll give me really bad psoriasis or eczema. I wash my face, but my face will be red and then it will heal by the next morning.
Wow. Yeah, man, I'm,
Mhm.
I'm sorry I failed. I failed to recognize that it is Veterans Day. I wanted to David Towsley 100%. I mean, he is one of our dear veterans and someone who we respect to the nines. And just thank you so much for your service, man. And thanks for all that you do for Cardio Miracle. We appreciate you a lot.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys. It's good to after the military being able to find purpose to kind of help people again it's very impactful for all veterans' mental health. So,
I can't.
hopefully we're yeah.
Huge, thank you. So let me jump back up to Andrea's question. It says, "Hi, I have high blood pressure. I don't want to take medication, so I'm taking Cardamide, it looks like, and I'm feeling a lot better. It's probably Cardio Miracle, I don't know. But I'm still
Yeah,
wondering if
cardio
I'm
mind.
taking more. Yeah, I feel good when I'm taking it. My blood pressure is 145 over 80. So yeah, that's not very elevated, but I understand that it could seem high. But yeah, what our biggest testimonial is as a company is people get rid of the brain fog once they take Cardio Miracle, and their blood pressure regulates. And so
Hmm.
we were just talking about me getting married. I have failed in marriage before, and the only thing my ex-wife and I agree on is the love of my children and that Cardio Miracle is a great product. So that's all we agree on. And so but she had low blood pressure. She would like pass out at work and everyone would freak out, and she started taking Cardio Miracle, one serving a day. And what it did is she was monitoring it, and it was regulating to the level that her body needed. And then when she wanted to feel better, have more energy, she started taking 2 servings a day that actually helped her feel more perked up. And but it kept her blood pressure regular. She hasn't passed out for 10 years, which is amazing. And I don't know. It's really helped her personally. So
Yeah, no, high blood pressure, it's one of the main things that people use our product for, and it's one of the main things I get testimonials, like strong video testimonials within 60 days. At most 90 days, they're like 180 and they bring it down to 120, and these people are floored. They're like, how is this possible? It's just like just giving your body what it's been wanting for many years, and it will regulate itself. I never had an issue with blood pressure. I was a cholesterol guy, but my blood pressure has stayed 100 over 70, and it doesn't matter what I do, it just stays there. So
awesome. Holy cow,
yeah.
man. Good for you.
Yeah. Donna C, if it sustains NO for 24 to 36 hours, is there a reason why you suggest it twice a day? Thank you. And I love Cardio Miracle. I've been drinking it for almost 60 days. More energy for sure was noticed after about 30 days.
Good. Yeah. So Donna, this is the thing where honestly we're not just trying to move units here, but the the thing is that when people take 1 serving a day, and it does, we have proven at cardiomiracle.com/studies. In those studies, you can read how it sustains nitric oxide for 24 to 36 hours. What
Yes.
the thing that people are able to feel is that when they take 2 servings a day as directed, then that's when they start feeling even more energy, or they say, I'm not really feeling it very much, and so I need like a boost throughout the day or whatever. So that's, we recommend keeping the nitric oxide fresh in your system, going all day. And once you are eating and once you are bringing in more of those foods, processed foods, even whole and organic fruits and vegetables, even if you mix those in there, we suggest the 2 servings a day to keep it fresh in your system and just have it moving throughout the whole day. So maybe David's got a more eloquent answer to that, but that's been my experience.
Yes. Also, we know if you take the 2 servings both in the morning, you'll still get the 24 to 36 hours of nitric oxide production. The 2 servings a day is merely to give people a pacing, so it's easy to intake. And then so you can, again, kind of get that boost second time in the day instead of just utilizing it all at once. So you can kind of fit it to your needs. If you want to take it all in the morning, you can. Now, the only time that I warn against, that is if somebody is like 100 pounds or less, you can kind of reduce that serving size a little bit because sometimes the 2 servings can be a little bit strong.
Oh yeah.
But again, try it, see how it feels. And because some people are MHTFR resistant, and we put 2 types of arginine in there. So some people, they're going to get the impact of both arginines. Some people are going to get 50% of that arginine because only 50% of it is for those MTHFR resistant people.
Yeah. Yeah, and some of that, so it's perfect with our next question from Elizabeth. Elizabeth, she said, "What is the most effective way to take Cardio Miracle?" That's really personal preference. I mean, I take 2 servings. There's 2 servings, 2 single serves. I do 2 in the morning before I go on my jog, my run, and then I take 2 throughout the day. And so I'm doing 4 servings a day myself. I was almost 500 pounds. Now I'm down to 280. So I'm a big guy. I'm 6'3". I'm a big athletic guy. I do weights during the day. I run. I'm very, very active. And like today, for example, I've got 26,000 steps. Like that, not everybody's like that, but it just kind of depends on what your preference is. And the biggest thing for me is just getting it down, getting it in, and I do 2 servings at a time because I like it more tart myself. And so it's that's how I take it. But what would you say about that, David?
Um, Again, it's going to be kind of personal preference. Just try not to take it with the proteins. My personal preference is 2 servings in the morning, and then around 2 or 3 when I get tired, that's when I take my other one. And some people I've noticed the 16 ounces of water can be a lot for them. So if you find yourself getting bloated or just too much to drink, just reduce it to 8 ounces. The most important part is about getting the product in and not so much the amount of water. You can drink a little bit water after for your system, but that's what I would feel would be the best.
Love it. It's awesome, man.
Yeah. Sharon. So I started Cardio Miracle about 3 weeks ago. Then I ordered a Mineral 650 and a Candida Balance. I started the Mineral 650 and have been taking it for 2 to 3 weeks, no problems. I received the Candida Balance. After a few days, I broke out severely all around my neck, my wrists, and my arms. Now I have no idea why I stopped taking the Candida Balance. I took a couple Zyrtec. It has cleared up a lot. Do you know anything about Candida Balance? I assume this is the one from Dr. Group. I actually know a little bit about this. So Candida is a fungal considered parasite within the blood. Now everybody has it within their blood, but over the course of us being fed a bunch of sugar and yeast basically in every single product that you can get on the market, you find wheat and you find sugar. Those things feed Candida. Now, the biggest thing for you to do is to do an elimination diet. Take your Cardio Miracle because the pine bark extract is going to help with those outbreaks. The days that I do not take it, I have felt it worse. Now, with the Candida, it's always going to get worse before it gets better. Like, especially with those Candida balances and such. My biggest suggestion is to take oregano oil every single day. And if you're taking Dr. Groups, just take his because his is balanced so it doesn't destroy your gut. But that can definitely take it with your meals. And you're going to see more reduction in the Candida from the oregano oil than you will the Candida balance. The Candida balance can flare it up, but if you stay consistent with it, it can help over the long term. But you definitely have to be eliminated on your diet of those wheats and those sugars. Take the Cardio Miracle, help fight, reduce inflammation around the system, help heal the gut, and then eliminate sugars and wheats are going to be your biggest thing. So that's what I got to say about that.
Love it, man. I love it. It's a really great elimination diet. Is There's nothing better. Seriously, you can really find out what you're sensitive to, what's hurting you, what's not. Unbelievable. So Andrea says, having all the symptoms you talked about, hoping it will help. I can tell you, Andrea, that's why we have a 60-day money back guarantee. We want people to take it faithfully for the 60 days, and if you don't, hit us up and we will gladly refund you. But the thing is just so you know, we actually refund people less than 1% of the time. So, it's kind of interesting. I think the number's like 0.4 something. So anyway, it's
It's
kind of
really
a,
low.
it's really low. Yeah. So, but yeah, well, no questions asked. We'd always love to help people. So, um, another question from Dennis here is a couple years ago, I noticed that there was a lot of vitamin E in the Cardio Miracle. I'm one of the third. I am one of the third of people for whom vitamin E can be powerful. I did have bleeding incidents prior to taking Cardio Miracle. Wondered if you still have a stiff dose of vitamin E in the current mixture. It causes me to only feel comfortable taking half a dose and maybe getting half a benefit.
Yeah, you're going to get about 300% of your daily value with 2 servings of Cardio Miracle. So it is still a good amount of vitamin E. Vitamin E is something that we have to be careful with because some people can't have a lot of vitamin E because it will affect their blood in a negative way. So we just put it in there in a balanced amount. Do you have
Yeah.
anything to add to that, Josh?
Yeah, I know that with the we've done, I think John says we've done 9 iterations, and I call my dad John. Um, but we've done 9 iterations of the Cardio Miracle formula. One of the things that people did notice is that like um we had niacin as a separate ingredient in the Cardio Miracle, and now we get niacin from it's derived from one of the organic fruits that we have, and so that's what we're evolving, and that's what we're doing with the products. So if you do see things on the ingredient panel that are missing or things that are not there anymore, then it's kind of interesting because we're going to source those as coming out of like being derived from different ingredients, and so we can kind of group some of them together and make sure that we can get them all in there. So it's just kind of interesting, but that's a good observation. I think it's amazing how people are so um aware of what's going on. So yeah, man, great.
That can definitely help. All right. So the next question is from Jennifer. Did you find if there is any interactions with cardio and MSM? There are not any interactions. She talks about it being a sulfur base. I'm not going to read the whole question, but it does not interact like a protein. You can add it with our product. We do have some sulfur-based products in Cardio Miracle, so we would help with the bioavailability of MSM, so it can assist with the inflammation of the joints and such. I did do a little bit more research on it after we got a question on it a couple weeks ago, and it does seem most of it is processed from a natural source, but it is usually highly processed. But that's okay because I've talked to people who get great results with it. Just add it to cardio.
Yeah. And I would just real quick, I gotta throw this in here. I see Mark Campbell in the in the chat, and he says, I've been taking Cardio Miracle for over 2 years. My friends have told me that I'm looking younger, not my age. I also feel so good at 66 years young. I love that, Mark. And that's what we call it actually. We call Cardio Miracle kind of like the fountain of youth, man. I mean, that's what people say is that people are looking younger, people are looking better. It's like an incredible thing that once you are taking better care of yourself, when it's like people look at my before and after pictures when I was almost 500 pounds and now, and they're like, man, your son got taller and older, and you went from older to younger because you lost all that weight. And so it's true. Once we're taking care of ourselves, once we're putting good things in our bodies, I'm telling you what, it really does stand out. It helps a lot. So
Great, great.
sorry.
I don't know where that question just went, but somebody just asked if it's good to take before bedtime.
Yeah, it depends. I mean, some people are kind of sensitive to it, like David said earlier, if, 100 pounds, whatnot. I personally like to take, I've been on Cardio Miracle therapy, is what I call it, for like 16 years. And so I'm really used to the increase of blood flow in my system and whatnot. And so I take it if I can't sleep, I'll get up and take a scoop at 1 a.m. sometimes, but it just depends like how how accustomed you are to it. I mean, there are some nights actually still that I get so focused, so laser focused on the smoke detector light that I can't sleep. So be careful with it. It just depends on how used to it you are and how sensitive you are. What would you
Yeah,
say?
it can be detoxifying too for some people. Like me with high cholesterol, I constantly detox when I drink it. So I definitely that's why I drink mine too early in the day so I can, detox, go to the bathroom, go urinate because it will keep me up at night. And I am very sensitive to B vitamins, so I'll stay up overthinking stuff all night if I take too many B vitamins. So it's just personal. Kind of figure it out and feel it for yourself.
Totally,
All
totally.
right. There was a good question in the chat by Dawn. If I mix my drink at the beginning of the day, does it lose any of its potency by the following day?
Nope. I would say if it's sitting in your fridge for 10 days, possibly, but what we've tested is between 5 to 7 days, it's got 100% efficacy. So we just stopped the test after 7 days. So it, if it's sitting in your car like this and it's 100 degrees or 110 degrees and then it's going to freezing, like possibly. I mean, that's the only thing is that they say that we've been told that the only time you're going to lose the efficacy is if you boil Cardio Miracles. So some people like to take it steeped, like warm, hotter, like a tea. Some people like to take it freezing cold, like me. I like to put it in the fridge and drink it throughout the day and whatever. It's really satiating for me. But yeah, we've tested up to 7 days in the fridge, and it's 100% efficacy. So.
All right. Here's a couple in the chat. This looks like a good testimonial. I'm just going to read it. I have been on two blood pressure medicines for 40 years, and my blood pressure was still high. I began Cardio Miracle last May in 24, stopped taking one of my blood pressure medicines and continued with the other. Last December 24, I stopped all blood pressure and just took Cardio Miracle. My blood pressure is now 137 over 75, and my hair is growing back. Apparently, one of the blood pressure pills was causing my hair loss. Thank you, Mr. Edward Griffin, for sharing this product with us.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, we want to keep Ed alive as long as we possibly can, man. He's the OG. We love Ed.
And then Jay is asking, he he gets a lot of his platelets up, and he says he can bleed out. He wants to know, or stroke out. He wants to know if this will thin or thicken his blood.
Whew. Like again, I'll reiterate, like they said during the Nobel Prize in Medicine winning, that they said nitric oxide will help regulate and bring medicine into a new era. And one of the biggest reasons why they were saying that is because nitric oxide is the greatest regulator that has ever been discovered. And so it's going to help regulate every single thing in your system, both endocrine and your cardiovascular system. And and so if you do have issues like that, it can only help. I believe personally after talking to probably half of our customer base. I mean, I've spoken to thousands of customers. And so, but David, you got something to that say to that?
No, it's good. We're good.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm trying to got some more questions. I didn't get in on the discussion, but I thought I heard say don't take it with proteins. I take 2 scoops in the AM, 2 scoops between 5 and 8. What do I need to watch for as far as protein goes?
It's just the time frame that you take that in, I mean, we've gone from it's been interesting when we first started telling people not to mix it with protein, we told them to wait like an hour or two after they take protein. And now the science has evolved that it's between 25 and 30 minutes. And so it's kind of interesting. But it just, what you don't want to do is just mix it with, like, throw it in a protein shake with whey protein. And my sister said to me a couple weeks ago, she said, "What will happen to me or my friends if they mix it with protein? Will it combust in their stomach? Will it hurt them?" And I'm like, "No, it just it just won't be as effective. So it's kind of like a good, better, best situation. So if you're paying for Cardio Miracle, we want to make sure it's effective as possible. So we just suggest keeping it 30 minutes away from protein before or after.
Okay. All right.
Someone asked about COVID.
Monthia. Somebody asked about COVID.
Yeah,
Oh,
someone's
in the
asking
chat.
about COVID and saying that she's got her son on it, he's only 25. It's like we know a lot of people that had to have the jab or whatever, and they might have a like what is it called, the long COVID, the or whatnot, like long-term effects from COVID. And so what we have been able to see from people that are suffering from long-term effects of COVID, that we've been able to see that it's only helping people. So it's been really interesting. It's been a very controversial topic, but what we're suggesting is that people dose up. And so take 2 or 3 scoops at a time and see if you do have those spike proteins in you or whatever, or if it's damaging your endothelium or whatever happened, that is the point of nitric oxide. It's going to help smoothen the arteries in the veins. It's going to help take care of whatever damages are happening inside of your cardiovascular system. So that's going to be it, I think. Unless you have something to add,
Yeah.
David.
So you're good. All right, let's get to we have a question here about vitamin D. I have low vitamin D. As a result, I can take vitamin D and calcium. I take Cardio Miracle 30 minutes before I take my vitamins, but I wanted to know if is it okay to take both with vitamins and Cardio Miracle together? So I can answer this. Yeah. We don't feel you're actually going to need any more vitamin D. We know a lot of holistic health practitioners, if you have low vitamin Ds, they suggest you take about 10,000 daily IU to bring it up. We have 4,000 IU daily bioavailable, but it's synergistic. So it's going to increase blood flow. It's going to help the actual hormonal use of vitamin D, and it's actually going to help bring the vitamin D levels up. If you want to add extra vitamin D in, you can absolutely add them together, and it's going to help with the bioavailability of the vitamin D. Obviously check your vitamin D levels. If you're taking 14,000 daily, maybe you could reduce that to 5 and then R4, and you'll be at 10,000 of a more bioavailable source. So you'll get benefits from that. And yes, calcium is going to help you facilitate many other like iron and other products within the body so that it's more bioavailable to the system.
Yeah. And Karen's got a good question. Can Cardio Miracle help with spider veins and bulging varicose veins? Been taking 2X most days for about 3 years, but no benefits. PS, what is a cool looking blue vibrating light in the background? I'm not sure. That's David. But I'll let David answer that after. But so my dear wife that I'm now married to, she has restless leg syndrome at times, and she does have some varicose veins. And so, yeah, she has been starting on the Cardio Miracle since we started dating in April 2024. And she said it has been helping with her restless leg, and with the pain of the varicose veins. And so, as far as helping the thickness or the protruding of the varicose veins, I'm not 100% sure if it helps with that, but I do know it has helped subside some of that pain that she was experiencing, especially at night. So that's my wife that I'm married to for 3 weeks, and or 2.5 weeks, and it's amazing what it's done to her sleep. So I hope that helps. You have anything to add to that, David?
No, remodeling the vasculature, whether it's going to visually change the way they look is, one thing or another. It's going to definitely help the form and the function of the vasculature, so to reduce pain and help blood flow. But yeah, it's tough. I've talked to some people who haven't got results with the varicose veins, and I've talked to some who have. So I think it depends on many factors of length of time and severity of them.
Sure. Diet and all that. Sure.
Yeah. All
So
right.
why don't let's talk about let's see. Detox in the body. You mentioned Cardio Miracle detoxes your body. Does it also help with parasites, as it has many ingredients which are suggested by others in a parasite detox? Pumpkin seeds, quercetin, zinc, as a few that I know that's in Cardio Miracle.
Yeah, even the pine bark extract I love because it's one of those anti-parasitic things. Yeah, it's not going to feed any parasitic stuff. So if you are on an elimination diet for Candida or any other parasites, Cardio Miracle can be conducive of you getting a lot of that nutrition in your body without the sugars or the starches or what are the really big things that feed pathogens within the body in general.
Right, totally. And I love that. I love that. And it's not gonna, like, my brother did a parasite cleanse recently, and he said some wild things came out. My younger brother, and it's Cardio Miracle is not gonna have that effect on you, but I love what David said. It's not gonna feed them, and so that is a great answer, I think. So.
Yeah. I accidentally deleted a question down there about the K2. Yes, it is MK7. Miniq7. I can't say that word either. All right. Does Cardio Miracle help with Parkinson's disease?
Symptoms. Symptoms that people have with Parkinson's. Again, it's every body is different. There's no blanket statement here. And again, we have to say every time that we're not curing, diagnosing, or any of that. But yes, I have two cousins that have some pretty severe Parkinson's disease. They have a lot of symptoms, and it has helped with a host of them. And it helps with the tremors, it helps with the seizures, it helps um, with how sudden they come on and how long they last, and that's how it has helped them. And it depends. Like, again, everybody's different. But David, have you seen anybody that it's helped with Parkinson's?
I haven't seen anybody, but I know I've seen a lot of nervous system improvements and neurological improvements. So if we can get the regulatory factors of the nervous system, strengthening the nervous system, and rebuilding the pathways, and that happens through good blood flow and the signaling of nitric oxide in the system, we see good results. So it could definitely help with the symptoms. And I feel like this is going to be one of those things it depends on severity and how long.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, and then somebody asked
Um,
about is it tendonitis? Is that right?
That's the ringing in the ears, yeah.
Yeah, did
So
you did
Dr.
you have something
Robert
on
Scott
that?
Bell was talking about it. He said that it can help with the blood flow to the ears to repair the eardrums. I have tendonitis. I still have to sleep with a fan at night. But after that, like I kind of like I reduced noise and like just listen to the quiet to see if my tendonitis was as severe. And it doesn't seem like the ringing's as heavy as it was before. So, there could have been some improvement there, and I just didn't even think about it to notice it until, Robert Scott Bell corrected me 2 weeks ago and he's like, no, it should help. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna listen for a little bit.
Lesson
So
learned.
I I definitely think it can. Um, Feeding blood flow, it's so important to our body.
That's huge, man. Yeah. And I don't know if you have this answer, David, but I text our manufacturer contact, Chase, and asked him how much stevia is per scoop of Cardio
Mm.
Miracle. I'm not 100% sure. I know that it is organic stevia, and that it can't be a ton, but once we get that answer, Jennifer, if you'll send that question to Josh at cardiomiracle.com, that would be super helpful, and I'll follow up with you on that one. So,
Yeah, it
uh,
definitely can't be much between the monk fruit and the stevia and then the other fruits that we put in there as well. So
yeah, yeah, but I'll
such a
follow
powerful sweetener.
unless George is the one that wants to know. I don't know. Put George in there, I guess. So, and
And
then
yes, Jay, you can mix it with juice if you want. You can mix it. Some people like to put a little bit of milk or cream, but be careful because of the protein. But
yeah,
juices, smoothies, um, some people, I've had one person put it in their coffee, which I wasn't crazy about, but they've tried it. They said they liked it. Well, the other one was a carbonated water, but really like juices and such are really good. And when you use the juices, like I don't use a full glass of juice and then add the Cardio Miracle in. I'll use like 60% water and then like 40% or even less of juice and then add the Cardio Miracle into it. And that's kind of a good way to make it so it's not so sweet because it can get very sweet with a lot of juice.
Yeah, and someone said they don't like stevia, which I understand with the aftertaste. This is why we also have monk fruit in there, and we are looking at some other different sweeteners so we can just hopefully replace them all. But I don't know. It's just that's something that's probably far off, and I probably shouldn't talk about. But we're always looking at improving the product. That's the thing is a lot of people say leave it alone, it's fine, but the thing is that John, my father, he's not gonna be satisfied and until we have a product that literally saves the hearts of mankind. So that's kind of it's a huge goal, huge dream. We feel like we've saved a million lives, and we just want to keep going. So we're um, we're really excited to keep going and making sure that we can save as many people as possible. So it's a huge mission there.
Yeah. Think about how far the taste has come over the last 4 years, though, even.
Seriously, man.
When we
Seriously.
took erythritol out of it, like that was such a beautiful thing.
Yeah. No, it's huge. And someone said on an earlier podcast, John mentioned not to have coffee with Cardio Miracle as it depletes the no. He advised wait 30 minutes. I totally agree, Donna. That's why I drink Cardio Miracle first thing. I go for a run and then I come home. And once I'm start working, that's when I start drinking coffee, my black coffee. And I do it more for digestion issues um, with the black coffee. And I don't even do it for the caffeine. I like it now. I've got kind of a taste for it. And then Sharon says, this should be my last question. LOL. My husband is considering Cardio Miracle. Can he take it with if he was on Plavix and Eliquis? And yes, he can. There's no contradiction with either of those. I have personally um, talked to many pharmacists and many cardiologists who said that nitric oxide does not have any contradictions with those medications. But I can tell you also that I've known a lot of people who have been able to go off their Eliquis because they're on Cardio Miracle. So that's kind of cool, right?
Davis says, I was drinking a little ACV and juiced lemon ice cube and water seems to work. Somebody prior also said that they drink it with AG1, which is good to mix it with as well, as long as it's again not heavy in the protein. Can't remember specifically on AG1,
Yeah,
but
AG1 is
yeah.
great, man. AG1 is great for the vegetables. What's nice is that people are getting the whole and organic fruits and vegetables with Cardio Miracles. So it's kind of neat. And yeah, and so the Karen down there asks, can Cardio Miracle help with heart valves that are not closing completely, cause the blood to backflow? Again, Karen, everyone is different. And not surgeons over here, doctors, but I know from my experience that people that do have heart valve issues, it has seemed to help because it relaxes all of those heart valves and all the muscles around it. And it just it helps is what I've been told. So
Yeah, it's going to help bring in healthy cells to the vasculature and all the cells within the vasculature. So the heart muscle is going to help restore those, bring them back in healthy. And we say that happens in like 45 to 90 day cycles. Now, the cell life is a little bit longer than that, but we notice the softening of the artery usually happens at about 45 days. So if there is any arterial sclerosis or hardening of the arteries or calcium that is affecting that, it can help reverse those so that the valve can close. So it could be a combination of things that we can help with to eventually help.
it's awesome. Love it, man. And yeah, all of these things, you guys, what is so exciting is that you can take Cardio Miracle out of the equation and just focus on nitric oxide therapy. There are over 250,000 studies on on nitric oxide therapy and how helpful it is. And so if you Google any of these questions that we've been asked tonight, any of them, you could replace Cardio Miracle with nitric oxide therapy or nitric oxide, and you will find articles. You can get kind of in a, go down a rabbit hole, as they say, and start learning and reading. And it's really fascinating to learn all the things that we can learn. And even go to cardiomiracle.com/studies and read our studies and see what we got, because we spent hundreds of thousands of dollars to get those studies and that validation, and it's really unbelievable.
Amazing. All right. I guess this will be our last question from Lori, and then we'll close it up. I take other supplements from or with my Cardio Miracle in the morning on an empty stomach. Is this a good daily practice? Thank you.
Yeah, it is. And what's nice about it, it's going to help your other supplements do what they need to do. You know, it's
Yeah.
going to take, and like, think of it as like, um, you know, those cool movies in the 90s where like the cartoons where they get on a slide and they just go, they go as fast as they can down to their destination. I mean, that's what the Cardio Miracle is going to help these other supplements do. It's going to help them get to exactly where they need to go, and make sure they get there effectively, and actually perform better because you're getting more of that blood flow.
Yeah. And the most important thing there is the consistency every
Yeah.
morning. Consistency is where we see the most positive effects happening. And that's, through feeding your body and it's signaling itself with consistent use. All
Absolutely.
right. I think that's going to be all of the questions that we have for tonight. Everybody thank Josh and congratulate Josh. And if you haven't thanked a veteran yet today, thank a veteran.
Thank David.
And
Yes.
we appreciate you and I appreciate you. You guys are very welcome.
Yeah, and we have
Happy
I
Veterans
wanted
Day,
to-
David. Thank you.
All right,
Thank
guys.
you.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry, Josh. I didn't mean to cut you off. Were
No,
you
it's
saying
good.
something?
No, I was just gonna say, I was just gonna do a shameless plug of the podcast. So, we have the Pulse Beat that we're doing recordings of daily, and we're gonna be throwing out, reels and everything on our social media, and excited to get as many people to look at those and share them as you can, so that we can get bigger and bigger and bigger. So, we're on Rumble, but we're getting on other platforms, and we're just stoked to have anybody that will watch them and comment and share and save and all that you do. So appreciate you guys so much.
Great. Thank you guys.